What is up and welcome to the video. Thanks to all my returning subscribers and viewers. I appreciate you joining me again. If you're new here, I show applications and adapters that turn your mouse into a controller. This allows you to get aim assist that controller users have. It's very useful in games like Call of Duty that have overtuned aim assist. Today I'm going to be sharing a Call of Duty config for reWASD on mouse and keyboard. reWASD can be used with controller or mouse among other things. It's an amazing app that I really enjoy creating for, and I know you will too. In this video today, I'm going to show you where to get the program, how to set it up, share my config and in-game settings with you, and provide a full gameplay showing this in use. If you're skeptical of this and think that this will get you banned, you stumbled onto the right channel. I have never been permanently banned using anything I show, and if I ever am, or one of these is blocked, I will let you know. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss an update. Some people may view this as cheating, but in games like Call of Duty, to me, it doesn't matter. Multiple controller and mouse adapters and apps have been advertised to millions of players, and if you're like me and have an average or below average PC, console players also get higher FPS than you. So not only are a lot of players utilizing these tools, they also have better hardware than you do. Don't let these players keep getting over on you. Start utilizing these tools for yourself and make the game fun again. This isn't your typical YouTube channel. Most are out here trying to make $1 on you in this niche. You found the right channel because I share every config I create for free. I also provide help free on my Discord when I'm around. You will find a link in the description below for the Discord. It's one of, if not the best config communities available. So come by, ask questions, check out my configs in the community's configs, and share your own. Without further ado, let's jump into it and talk about the program and Call of Duty config and settings. All right, so first things first, you need to get the program. So you're going to come to reWASD.com. I'll link it in the description below also. And you're going to download the program, make an account. This is a paid program, but there's a free trial for a week. So if you wanted to test it out, you get a week to try it out. Before we open the program, I'm going to go over a couple desktop settings you should probably change. I change these myself. So if you're using my configs, you're probably going to want to do this. So you're going to come and type in mouse in your search bar. You're going to go to your mouse settings. If you have this enhanced pointer precision right here, you're going to turn it off. If not, you're going to go to additional mouse settings, however you find this on your version of Windows. You're going to go to pointer options, and you're going to uncheck enhanced pointer precision, and then click apply. I use 6 notches on the pointer speed right here for this config. So make sure everything's like this, and you should be good while using my config. Let's come to the mouse app. One more thing before we hop into the app. You're going to come to your mouse app, or if you have a DPI button, you can change it here. But I set my polling rate to 1,000 and my DPI to 1,600. I usually use a G Pro wireless, but for this config, I use my wired mouse, my Logitech MX518 Classic. It's a very good mouse. Really like it. All right, so now that we got that, you're gonna open the program after you downloaded and created an account, and you're gonna come to a page that looks something like this. So first thing you need to do is group your mouse and keyboard in the app. You need to group them together so they work with the config. You're gonna come down here to this detect button. It looks like a little satellite dish. You're gonna click the detect button, click OK. And then if you notice, you press your mouse button or keyboard button, you'll notice they both flash here. If there's a question mark over one of them, you need to click it. And this is my mouse, so I'm gonna click mouse right here and then submit. And for the keyboard, I don't have a question mark here. There's no reinitialize here, so I'm gonna click group, and then I'm gonna select my mouse, which my G Pro is labeled USB receiver. I also am gonna group my other mouse since I'm using them both. So I'll click on the group here. You want to add an extra mouse to it, you can. So I have both my mouses in case I wanted to switch. So there, I got everything grouped. You only need to have one mouse and keyboard, so I just have 2 plugged in right now. I'm grouping them both because I've been testing with them both, wired and wireless. All right, now that we had that, you need to get the config. My config will be linked in the description below, down below the video down here. This is where you'll find it. All right, so after you got everything set up properly and you imported the config, You'll find the config on the left side here. It's usually labeled something like Vortex 1M. You'll click on it, and it'll bring you to a page like this. After that, you'll click apply, and your mouse will get stuck. Then you'll press home or 0 key to bring it back. You'll click OK, click OK. The reason why your mouse gets stuck is because it's detecting it as a controller, so you'll use the toggle key to switch from controller back to mouse. So you'll use the toggle key to turn the config on, you'll use the toggle key to turn the config off. I made this config with certain guns in mind, the GPR and the BPSMG. So I'm going to show you the loadout I'm using in my gameplay, and I'm going to show you how you can change this recoil for whatever gun you're using. If you need help with the recoil and stuff, just come by Discord and ask me. I don't mind helping people, so I'll show you that. I'm going to show you where to find the recoil combo so you can change it yourself if you want to. We'll go over it a little bit. So make sure you pay attention. We're going to go over the settings first, and then I'll show you about the weapons I'm using and the recoil. First, we're going to go over the settings. You're going to come over here, click on settings, and you click controller. The very first setting here, you're going to make sure you're switched to controller. Call of Duty locks input, so you need to be on controller for this to work. Button layout, very important. It's going to be on default. Stick layout preset is also default. Horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity, these are your hip fire sensitivity. This is going to be set to 3.9. The dead zone inputs at the very bottom of this first tab right here are one of the most important settings for the config. The first left stick min is going to be 0. Max is going to be 5. I cut these all the way down so our movement is as fast as possible. Right stick min is 0. Right stick max is 100. Left trigger and right trigger are both 0. Come into the aiming tab up top here. You got sensitivity multiplier. This is super important. I cut everything up a little bit to 2, except for ADS sensitivity multiplier. I have it 1.65. ADS sensitivity multiplier is when you're aiming down sights. That's how fast your sensitivity is. I suggest leaving this at this value, and if you want to change the sensitivity, you can raise it in the app if you need to. You can raise this, but the recoil combos I show, it will affect that. So if you want to know how to change the recoil combos, we're going to go over it right after the settings. So make sure you pay attention. Then you can raise this and adjust the recoil combo how you want to. Aiming advanced settings here. ADS transition timing is important. You can try all of these. I usually use instant, but for this config, I'm using reWASD in high performance mode. So I'm using gradual because it felt a little bit better to me. You can try all of these and see how it feels. This is how fast it aims down. The sensitivity changes when you're aiming down sights. Aim response curve type. This is super important. You want to be set to linear. And the aim response curve slope scale below it, I set to 0.5. You can test this. This is any setting on this will feel pretty good, but this is just what I have it set as. This is what I like. All right, motion sensor behavior, you want to make sure this is off. If this is on, you will not get aim assist. Make sure this is off. These are your aim assist settings. You want this on. Obviously, we want aim assist. Movement, sprint assist. I use tactical sprint assist. All right, next is combat. You're gonna click the combat tab. And you can copy these if you need to. Not all of them are necessary, but you know, some of them are preference, but this is just what I use. All right, in combat behaviors here, you're gonna come to combat advanced settings and combat behaviors right here. You want interactive reload behavior. You want it on one of the prioritized settings. This right here allows both use and reload to be both tap, since they are both the same button. If they're available together, then you will have to hold for one of them. But as long as you're on prioritize, they should be tapped most of the time, where you just press once to pick up, press once to reload. All right, last but not least, overlay advanced settings right here. This is super important for looting. You're going to change the inventory control right here to stick. This makes looting a lot easier when you remap to controller. You're going to use WASD to move inside of loot crates, inside of your bag. You're going to use your movement keys to move around and selecting. So space will select and melee will drop all. Super important for inventory. It makes it a lot easier to loot and drop things. And that is it for the controller settings. in the graphics settings, something that's super important, you want to come to view. You want to make sure your field of view is on 120. This will also affect the recoil settings. So if you have this lower, you may have to adjust your recoil settings. Like I said, we're going to go over that here in a minute. Other settings that are super important, no matter what you're playing on, is the camera movement. You want this on least. You want world motion and weapon blur off. This is super important for anybody. For any input, with whatever you're playing on, it doesn't matter. You need to have these set. Same with ADS field of view. Affected tends to be the best one. Weapon field of view, I put on wide because it allows to make sure, it says right here, it makes your weapon look smaller. So that means you see more on the screen. The weapon doesn't get in the way as much. I'm going to show you the loadout I'm using in the gameplay I'm showing at the end of this video. It's the GPR91 and the PP919. You can see what I'm using here. If you want, just pause the video and you can copy it. The PP919. You'll see what I'm using here for it. If you want, pause the video, you can copy it. We got our loadout coming game. Let me show you what the recoil combo looks like on the GPR and the firing range. So we're in the firing range. And you'll see, look how tight knit that is. That is super accurate. Now your BP is not going to be as accurate, but you'll see it's still pretty controllable. These first few bullets are all together kind of, and then it's going to pull straight down. But see, when you're on a target, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see it as much. The aim assist slowdown is going to cause it not to affect as much, so this gun's still going to be really good. And then your GPR is going to be super accurate at close ranges. Now, you still got to control recoil at distance. You'll see here, if I don't pull down, it's not going to stay on the target at distance. So you still have to control recoil a little bit. It's not going to make it perfect, but it makes it super easy. I mean, this gun's already pretty easy to use. It doesn't have a crazy recoil. As you see, very good. All right, let me show you where you can change it. So if you're using an XM4 or any other kind of build, this is how you find it in this config. So I have two mouses. You'll see it's a double mouse, so you only have one here. So you'll click your mouse, and then you'll come here. You'll switch to the ADS layer. This is where you're going to find the recoil. You'll click fire, which is mouse 1. And then the combo right here, you'll click on the combo, and you'll see right here, this is the combo for the GPR. If you just want a normal pull down, just a simple pull down, you can delete this right here. You'll right click on the percentage sign, and you can remove the left and right. So you'll see one of them is going up and down. -6 pulls down. And the left and right, you'll see this is going left and right. -1 would go left, and 1 will go right. So I have it 6 down, 1 to the right, which compensates for the GPR perfectly. It's a very simple combo, works very well. You can change these values. So for instance, the XM4, you would probably need like -4 right here, and then I'd say 2 or 3 right here, maybe even a pause in between. I've already come up with several of these recoil combos for the meta weapons. So if, like I said, come by Discord, ask me, and I'll send you the recoil combo for these weapons. I've worked with a lot of them. I know how it works. And with that, you are ready to jump in game and play. Hope you have some fun. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe again, and enjoy the gameplay. Peace.
UAV inbound. Enemy counter UAV inbound. Dropping into the AR. You've got a loadout drop inbound. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy sentry is active. Enemy soldier incoming. Go get after it. Station prices are adjusted. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch your right. Get ready. Resurgence window is about to close. Heads up. An enemy squad marked you as a bounty target.
UAV available for tasking.
Hostile UAV in the area. Resurgence is closed. No more second chances. Remaining. Keep pushing. We've got 10 squads active in the field.
Standing by. Requesting recon flyover. UAV standing by.
Losing ground. Moving. The enemy lost track of you. Good work down there.
Overlord 6, fuel check, 50%.
Only 4 remain. Finish the job. 5 squads still operational in the AO. Contract's worth more than usual, so get it done, soldier. Incoming LDVR. Gas is moving. Three squads left in the war zone. Stay alert.